Me, so going there, back home, I didn't know how to take care of the farm. I just have memories, a few memories. You have to protect the pigs. You have to protect this. Even the fishes, the snakes were eating our fishes back in the day. So my father had to find a way to protect the fishing farm, but it wasn't easy. So when I came back home, I understood that I had to clean the land. It took money because you have to pay people who are going to, and cut the trees. But after that, what happened? You have to now plant. After that, you have to take care of the weed, remove everything, okay? And one part of our land, there is the other land that we have, that is connected to the river. So you have other type of animal coming also, So you have to know all that. You have to know how to handle this situation. Like for example, you can plant some type of citronella. There is a specific type of citronella that you can plant to repel reptiles, especially snakes, to protect your agriculture activities. Okay, you have to know all that. Yeah, when I was going into the forest, because it's forest. Okay, you have to walk with boots because snakes were often. I didn't talk about it in my videos before because I don't want to scare people, but yeah, there are snakes. But usually snakes, usually they run away when they feel the human presence, unless when they are probably in the trees, they are like all on the tree trunk, and that's not good because if you have a python, good luck. Anyway, so you have to know that. So if one day, I remember one day as I was organizing my late father's stuff, books and everything that he was doing, because he was writing often political views, but also the work he was doing on the side. I fell into copybooks, notes that we were taking. And these notes was about agricultural project and activity he was doing. So, I realized that, so you have to plan. There is a planification for agriculture. There is a way to do stuff. So I didn't know all that until I fell into that. Until I talk with people. It's a lot of work. So if you're not educated on that, how can you take care of a farm? For me now, I understand I have to learn. Okay? If I don't study it, at least I should be working with people who know l'assurance. And then at that moment, I will have to pay more for these people to come with me to the land and work on it. It's not imagination. You have to know. It's pragmatic. It's how it works. So what I want to say is, we are not educated in many things, and to get educated is to read. If the school probably failed us in a way, we need to go to our books. The books are in library. I remember in the 90s, after my high school time, I will go to the National Archive of my country. I will be sitting there just to read, just to discover, because I love history. So I will just go there to read and read and read and read for like 2 hours. We stay there, and I like to spend time there. Sometimes we had also projects, and when we had projects, sometimes I will stay longer because I want to stay there just to read. I had a French professor who was my friend. I like to go to her place, and after high school, I would go to her place. I would just stop there, and she had many books, encyclopedia. So some afternoon I would be just sitting there and read, because at home I had books also, but it wasn't encyclopedia like her, because she was a professor in French. So I would just read quotes, I would just discover authors and stuff like that, in philosophy and so on. And back home, yeah, you have books. I was introduced to, for the first time, Japanese author, okay? I didn't know the Japanese culture at the time. You learn, And it's important to travel sometimes. if you have the opportunity to leave your little place, like I said last time, your environment condition you. Your environment will condition the way you think. If you can travel sometime, at least once in a year, you will discover another way to see the world. You will see that the world is bigger than that. You will have another way to think about other people. If you travel at least once and you go with an open mindset to discover other people, you can go to another African country, you can go to a European country, you can go. My goal will be to discover more Africans country. That's really my dream. But I don't know why it's so expensive to go to Africa, to other country. I don't understand it. But if you travel at least once in a year, it is good. You don't have to travel every time, but it helps shape the way you see the world, the way you see people coming to your country, the way you see things around you. You will learn a lot from other people. You will learn a lot from other people. You will see that we are not very different, but many things, the difference is probably the way that politicians make things around, but the humankind in general, we have the same goals in life. Now, the way we approach our goals, the way we do stuff are different. You will see that there is a race, okay, there are ways who are doing stuff differently than the other one. If you talk to a certain race, for example, you will see that they will always explain to you why they do this and that. For example, black people, we don't like to explain to other people. We don't like it. Sometimes when we know something, we like to hide it. My grand aunt usually says something. She said, if an African discoverer was the one who discovered the car, he will not let other people to get into the car. Thank God, the white people. No, it's a fact, because black people in general, we don't like to share what we have. It's only now that we know that we are sharing stuff now. But usually we didn't like to share. White people like to share the knowledge. They like to give, usually. And it's a fact. It's not about being inferior or superior or feeling inferior. It has nothing to do. We have to be honest on some facts. And when you talk, then you see them doing stuff. Usually, if you ask them the question, they will explain to you why they do this. I talk about people who are stable in their mind and who are educated. These kind of people, usually, if you go, you hang up with them, you will learn a lot. You will learn a lot with all white women. She will tell you a lot of things. You can see that you will learn so many things. Okay? Even if our old grandmother, but usually, if it's not someone that you don't know, they will not give you their secret. But white people, they don't care. They give you the secret. That's why they put books. They give books for everyone to know. Buy books. I give you all my secret here. Take my books. This is what I give you so you can change your life. Okay? It's a fact. Unfortunately, it's a fact. So that's what I want to say, that when I saw this part of the movie, I remember how we spend more time on things that are not important. We invest our money on things that are not important. If we could just change and reprogram our mindset and see how to change this way, reprogrammation, deprogrammation for good reprogrammation will be good in general. You see? So we don't invest in things that, for the long time to come. You don't see it? That's why we don't have many visionaries. We had visionaries, and these visionary men, leaders, were physically deleted, unfortunately. But when you see the leadership of today, okay, the African leaders of today, president or whoever you call them, they don't invest for the generation to come. They want to eat now. They think about themselves because they don't have this culture of seeing for the generation to come. We don't like to share. We don't like to give. That's why when they come in power, they remain there. don't want to leave because it's about themselves, especially in the central part of Africa. This is the worst part of the Africa. The worst part. They prefer to stay there. So it's really common. They don't like, and that's why we don't have, when we struggle, when we fight, okay, in political view, when we fight, you see that the politics don't stand longer. Because it's not about politics for the generation to come. It's always like now. That's why that's why our political battle, it doesn't stay longer. We don't have people who think longer for the time to come. They want it now. That's why it doesn't work. That's why the people, when a leader is dead, done. The cause is over, finish. Done. Because we don't know how to invest for the most important things. That's why we still speak about those like Thomas Sankara, for example, because they were real visionary. When you think, okay, you still listen to some of the speeches or Lumumba, you will see that what they say at the time is still accurate and valuable for our days. Okay? But now to have leaders like that, not many anymore. In Africa, not many, because they are corrupted by money, they are corrupted by the power to remain in power, because they don't see the generation before. I don't know. So you see that we don't have leaders who think with the time to come, like generation to come. So that's why they always think about the now or for themselves and their own families. That's why you have situation of corruption, nepotism, autarcy, and it's very common in Africa to encourage like deprogrammation and reprogrammation. Deprogramming the way we were taught by colonial power, little by little. It will take time. I don't think it's going to change now, because the way I see things is not going to change now. It's going to take generations to come again. To see a new Africa, an Africa different, it will take a lot of time. But it starts by what? It starts by us teaching our children to love their continent more than ever. Okay? Teach them the love of the continent, the love of your country. Teach them to educate them the best you can. Teach them that it's important that they educate themselves. They learn. It's going to be changing a mindset. But please don't take what is messy in the West to bring us there. Okay? Because I think that it's not in our culture, but they cannot impose that to me. And me, I'm from a culture of patriarchal. I'm patriarchal culture. I'm not ashamed of that. Okay? Thank you for watching.